Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
It's Shalom.
Hey, man, we're coming back at you, Lord willing, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shimi Al Shah. Before we get started, we want to say, call Hawaii,
William,
Hawaii,
Noah, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Kakwadash.
I want to say double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who move very well, very beautifully. Double citations to Akim out here pushing his truth and righteousness and his sincerity. The hopeful 144,000 elect men risking their safety day in and day out for the truth, battling the elements day in and day out for the truth. Peace, blessing, salutation to the rest of the hopeful elect. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Lord willing, fall upon all your houses.
That's right.
Amen. A little quick, I was watching a video, GMS Dallas in class, man, and he was just going into it a little bit, man, and I had pulled up. Well, really, Elder Apostle Sahar actually went into this too, earlier, Amos 9 and 11, so really the spirit, kind of just hopped on me because, when I was watching the video, he kind of, went into it a little bit, but not much. It's a video from like years ago, man, and really, I was like, you know what? Might as well do it, man. The spirit's talking to me, so Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying, Lord willing. This lesson will be guided by the hand of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, man, and it being edifying. So, without further ado, we're just going to let the scriptures do the talking, man. This, again, this is going to be, talking about how Israel's coming back, together. We were once separated, man, because of these curses, but ultimately we're coming back together, man, we're. So what?
Salakia, bro. Salakia. My thing just disconnected, but you're good, bro. Salakia.
But yeah, yeah, man, just basically ultimately talking about how we're gonna come back together, man. And we're seeing it right now, man. We're seeing that. We're seeing Israel or Judah and Ephraim, coming back together, man. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, man, he's raising up, his tabernacle, man, which that tabernacle is, deals with all 12 tribes, man. The tabernacle of David, man, which David, if you go back into King David's time, man, all 12 tribes were dwelling together, man. They were all even the tribe of Dan, man. He had all the tribes, man. Ultimately, living and dwelling together, doing what they got to do, man. And we're under the curses, man. Which really, if you want to grab that first, Deuteronomy 28 verse 54. We'll go ahead and touch on that, man, because you could start at verse 15, then drop down to 54. So yeah, man, we're ultimately, it says in Baruch 3 and 8, we are yet this day in our captivity, man. So we have curses that are coming upon us because we didn't want to listen to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, man. And we're still under those curses, man. You want to go ahead and start at verse 15 and then go to 54.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15, and it reads, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes."
Shalom. Yeah, man. Just go ahead and read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee."
Right, man. So guess what, man? He said that, if you read starting at verse 1, going all the way down to verse 14, he says what? That if you listen, and do what I tell you to do, then all these blessings are going to come upon you, man, and that's crazy, man. In the time of Moses, our people, they knew this. They knew what kind of blessings were going to come upon them, man, but even then, after being repeated, they after being told it many different times, they still didn't want to listen to it, man. One of my favorite scriptures kind of goes hand in hand with that, man. Jeremiah 44 and verse 4, says, "Howbeit we sent all the servants prophets unto you, rising early, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing." And that's what that's going into, man. He says, if you listen to me, serve the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, and put away all these abominations, then all these blessings are going to come upon you. But guess what? Like it says in verse 5 in Jeremiah 44 and verse 5, it says, "They hearken not, nor turn from their wicked ways to to burn incense unto other gods. So guess what? They didn't want to listen, man. So we're dropping down to verse 15 in Deuteronomy 28. It says, if you don't want to listen, then all these curses are going to come upon you, man. And guess what, man? As it says in Baruch 3:8, like I quoted earlier, we are yet this day in our captivity because we didn't want to listen to the Lord Yahweh Shah. We didn't want to do what he told us, man. So then all these curses, from verse 16 all the way to 68, all these curses came upon us, man. But ultimately, a separation happened between the northern and the southern tribe, and not just in those tribes alone, but inside of each tribe there was a separation between the brotherhood, man. If you can go drop down to verse 54.
Khan, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. This is one of the curses. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Man, and it says what, man? His eye shall be evil towards his brother, man. If you go back, into into Genesis, that each tribe, man, that their brother was, the next tribe to them, man. Starting with I think it was Reuben, who was the oldest. You got Reuben, Gad, Asher, Judah, you have 12 tribes, man, and they're all brothers, man. So the northern tribe is literally, which these damn demons, man, they've ultimately, taken us away from that, and that's part of the curses as well, that we would ultimately be discontinued from our heritage, which is Jeremiah 17 and verse 4, man.
That's right, man. That's
right. So that was part of the curse as well. That not Deuteronomy 28 is just a major part of the curses, man. There's other curses that we went through that are scattered throughout the scriptures, man. But we were discontinued from our heritage, man, which is what this scriptures, man, that there are who we are and who our true power is, man. So there was a separation not only between those tribes, but also deep in those tribes, man. But this is for the point of the lesson, we're talking about that separation, man, between the northern and the southern tribe. There's a huge, which we're seeing today, man. Which again, we're still seeing that separation, man. We're seeing and man, that doesn't even go into the lesson, man. But yeah, man. So we're seeing that that separation between the northern and the southern tribe as of today, man. But the Lord Yahweh Shah is raising back up that tabernacle, man. Can you go to Amos 9 and 11, Baba Kushab?
Khan. Amos 9 and 11.
Actually, Baba Kushab, can you actually just go to the Lamentations, the 4 and 22? Just drop down to the point.
Yeah, Khan.
Slack bro. Slack you.
No, you're good, bro. You said Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 22.
Khan, yeah.
Khan, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 22. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
So basically what it's saying, man, is we're done being, which we're, this is talking about when Yahweh Shai comes back, man. But ultimately we're starting to see the releasing of the grip of our enemies on us, man. Esau Edom, his power is going down, man. Esau Edom thinks that he's going to be able to escape with the things that he's getting, but guess what? He's getting his judgment. The Lord Yahweh Shah is dealing out his judgment to Esau as of now. Slakia. And we're seeing that turning back of our captivity. Our punishment is ultimately coming to an end.
Right.
But again, we're starting to see that. So go ahead and finish that out.
Khan, Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 22. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Slog it. And that iniquity was all the things that we did to ultimately get us into this captivity. You go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3. It says what? There shall be a falling away first, man. And that falling away had happened. That was that major falling away. Now we fell away from the Lord Yahweh Shai multiple times, but that led to that big falling away, which has got us into this captivity, man. So that punishment that we've been in for 400 years under our oppressors, Esau Edom. you know, that's coming to an end. You know, Baba Kashaw Slaki, man. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm trying to, you know, get to a point here. Baba Kashaw, can you read that again?
Khan, Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 22. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Khan.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Khan, man. So really, you know, Yahweh Shem Shah said he's done punishing us, but he's going to start punishing, you know, Esau, Edom, which we're already starting to see, man. You know, America's already lost its edge. America's, you know, ultimately being done. All the nations are threatening America, you know. But again, you know, going to the point, we're coming back to who we are. You're seeing this all over the news, man. You're seeing this, you know, the Israelites are the main thing that's being talked about. You know, that's the main topic that's across the four corners of the earth, man. You know, Israelites, man. You know, and that curse, you know, of Judah and or the southern tribe and the northern tribe being separated, having their eyes evil against each other, is coming to an end, man. We're already starting to see it. Baba Kashaw, can you get that Revelations 11:3?
Yep.
You know, so we're starting to come back to who we are, man, and we're starting to come back together, knowing that, hey, this is our brother that we're over here talking shit to, man. You know, this is our brother that we're ultimately, you know, setting up a gang to go against their gang, man, because that's really what it is, man. You know, not Judah, not the southern tribe being a gang, but you know, that's the way of life. We're tribes, man. We're not necessarily gangs, but we're tribes, and this is what our people believe in: being a part of a gang, inside being a part of a different sector in the same tribe. Judah has, like, you know, how many fucking gangs out there?
Man.
You know, Issachar has how many fucking gangs out there, and all those gangs are against each other inside of the same tribe. So Issachar be against Issachar, Ephraim will be against Ephraim, Haitians or Levites will be against Levites, and Judah will be against Judah. You know what I mean? That's what we're seeing, man. But guess what? The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is ultimately going to do away with that, man. You know, go ahead.
I just want to bring this out real quick, you know, just to back you up. You know, as far as us, you know, waking up to who we are, man, it's all through spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, which really it's all according to prophecy, man. You know, this is Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. Straight to the point, it says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people concerning the Israelites, man. It says, but in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. You see, so in the land of their captivities, right now, as the brother had brought out, Baruch 3 and 8, we are yet this day in the land of our captivity, man, under the vile hands of Esau, Edom, man, our arch nemesis. All right, so right now, in the spirit, you know, we're starting to remember ourselves, man. You know, we're not black, we're not, you know, we're not just brown, we're not just Hispanics or, you know, Puerto Ricans, but we're Hebrew Israelites, man. God's true chosen people. All right, Yasharallah, you know, the princes of the power. You know, I just want to bring that out real quick. But I got that in Revelations.
Khan, go ahead.
This is Revelations chapter 11 and verse 3. It says, and I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth.
Khan, man, and those 2 witnesses are the northern and southern tribe, man. And it says prophesied, so which means what? They're both coming out and prophesying, which if you go to these any GMS camps, you know, that have, you know, obviously, you know, different so-called races, and you're going to see northern and southern tribe prophesying together, man. You know, that was in the scriptures that the Lord, just like it, that the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah said that he's going to undo these things, man. Can you grab Amos 9 and 11?
Khan.
You know,
this is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 11, and it reads, it says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
Khan.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Khan, man, and that's going into what, man? In the days of old, like it was in the time of King David. You had all the 12 tribes together, man. You know, you had all of them, man. Even the tribe of Dan, man. You know, which we don't know what happened to the tribe of Dan. We'll know that in the kingdom, man. Hey, look at the time, man. It's 14 minutes and 47 seconds, 48 seconds, 44. You know, but going into it, you know, it says what? Now I'll close up the breaches thereof, man. Now this is going into 2 different things, man. You know, this is going into, you know, where these other nations, man, are not going to come in and separate, you know, the northern and southern tribe anymore. You know, they're not going to be able to. You're not going to have these fucking, you know, false brethren coming in unawares. You know, you're not going to have none of that, man. But the main point is where he's going to close up them breaches, where the northern and southern tribe are going to come back together, and they're going to be one establishment. They're going to be one rulership. You know, it's not going to be separate anymore. You're going to have, like it says, I will raise up thy ruins as in the day of the old. So guess what? They're going all the way back to the time of King David, where we're all together, man. You know, that's what it's going to go back to. Really, it's going to be better, but it's going to go back to that, and so to speak, man. If you can go back and realize it and visualize it, and so on and so forth, man. All these nations, you know, or all the tribes are going to be one, man. You know, we're not going to be different people. We're going to be literally calling ourselves, you know, the children of the Most High. We're not going to be calling ourselves Mexican. Not going to be calling ourselves Haitians. Not going to be calling ourselves Puerto Ricans. We're not going to be calling ourselves Black or Negro or African American. You know, the calling ourselves the descendant of two white men, which don't even make no fucking sense, man. You know, but those breaches are going to be closed up, man. We're not going to be called anymore nigger spicks, you know, redskins, and so on and so forth. We're going to be not going to call that, man. The Lord Yabashim Shah is going to close that up, and we're going to be brothers again, man. You know, which that right there is a law in itself, man. You know, he said let brotherly love continue. So we're supposed to have brotherly love amongst each other, man. But as of right now, you know, a lot of our people, you know, they still have that evil eye towards their brethren, man. You know. But again, the Lord Yabashim Shah had said that he's going to close up them breaches, man. We're already seeing, you know, the third temple, you know, being built up, you know, the kingdom of the Most High being built up right before our eyes, you know, seeing that brothers is coming together, man, and that's a beautiful thing. But again, we're going to be one. We're not going to be, you know, split northern and southern tribe. We're just going to be, you know, children of the Most High, man. You know,
I got a precept to that, man, because, you know, that's beautiful. You just said that, the children of the Most High. That's ultimately who we are, the children of light, man. Starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, who return unto Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, confess their sins, turn away from him, and follow him, you know, being moved by fear, man. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 26. It says, and it shall come to pass, you see a prophecy, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power, man.
Ooh.
You know, and that's taking place right now in Babylon the Great, man. They told us our whole life that we're not nothing, man, but slaves and you know, and dirty and thieves and robbers and murderers, man. But those are them, man. Those are their people. You go and watch. I dare y'all, man. I challenge y'all. Go watch Law and Order. And 99% of every episode, 99.9% of every episode you watch, because they're based off of real, you know, cases. It's all the so-called white man. You know, which I don't even want to get into that, because Lord will, me and the brother gonna get into that, man. But
you know,
yeah, right.
Lord will, we're gonna get into it right after this one.
You know, because right now I'm reading it one more time. Romans chapter 9 and verse 26.
Hey, that's the spirit. The brother put it up right here, man.
See? Yeah. That's right, man. You know, Romans chapter 9 and verse 26, it says, it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you see, it said unto us that we're not nobody, man. Ye are not my people. Because why? Why is it being said that? Because these damn heathens have ultimately took our ancestors and they whitewashed them, and they put white out on them, man. It says, there shall they be called the children of the living power. So that's why, you know, the brother was bringing out, you know, these different people around the world ultimately seeing us. You know, they'll to be seeing us come together, and they can't understand why, because the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Messiah says his spirit hath gathered them, man. And he's gathering us all around from the earth to come together in unity. And that's something that says in the book of Psalms that's something he loves, is to see thy brethren dwell in unity, man. And that's what's happening, man, because Yahweh Bashim Messiah is raising this up, man. You know?
Man, you know, that's beautiful, man. You know, but again, ultimately, you know, we're coming back out of that bullshit stage, man, you know, to where, you know, we're yeah, Slakia, man, you know, brother on the comment board, man, you know, got me a little stirred up, man. But anyways, you know, yeah, man, we're coming back to who we are, man. You know, the Lord Yabashim Shah, again, like he says, man, the scriptures, man, he's going to turn back to captivity, you know, with Judah, man, you know, right. And as of right now, man, you know, as a whole, you know, we were in captivity. Like it says, Judah and what is it, Jacob and Israel, you know, shall be oppressed together. That's going into what, the northern and southern tribe. So we're being oppressed together, man. But guess what? We're also going to be, just as if there's a bad, there's a good. Like the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah said, man. You know, our false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. That weight goes to what? That balance, man. So the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, just as he has done evil unto us, he will also do good unto us. So as we've been oppressed together, we're also going to be raised up together, man. You know, and that's a beautiful thing that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah has set up, man. You know, if you got a precept, you go ahead and bring it out.
Khan, you got it, bro.
Khan, I was just gonna grab this this Micah. So I'll grab this Micah because it's going into really, you know, how, you know, we're gonna be Micah 4:1, Bible Control, if you can grab it. It's gonna be that's that mountain, man. You know, us coming back together is gonna be, you know, ultimately we're gonna be in rulership, man. You know, over the nations, man. You know. That's what we're coming back to, man. That's what the Lord. That's one of the reasons why the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, you know, is bringing us back, man. You know, it's to rule above these nations, man. As it says, ye shall rule. You shall rule with an iron rod, man. You know,
that's right.
And we're gonna be doing that together, man. We're gonna be doing that as the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead, grab that first verse.
Khan, this is the book of Micah, chapter 4. In verse 1, it says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it.
Man, and it says what, man? That mountain shall be established above all the mountains, man. You know, on the top of the mountains, and that's going to the mountain. If you go into in the blue letter, you know, it basically means what? Government, man. You know, so the government of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is going to be established, you know, on top of all these other governments, man. You know, which really means what, man? They're going to be ruling. The children of the Most High are going to be in ruling, and that right there is going into, you know, the 144,000, man. Which is, you know, again, man, we're going to break that down. Can you go to actually, you know what? I'll grab it, bro. You've been reading a lot, so I'll grab it. This is Revelations chapter 7 and verse. I'll just jump down to the point. I'll read verse 1 and drop down to the point. It's Revelation 7:1. It says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree. I'll drop down to verse 3. It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, which is being what? Until we have sealed the elect, man. You know? And the elect is starting with the 144,000, which we're going to get to, man. You know, it says, verse 4, it says, I have heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of Israel, man. You know, and that's a beautiful thing, man. You know, because that's not leaving out a single tribe, man. You know, so it's going to be and if you keep reading, you know, all the way down to, you know, verse 8, it tells you what, 12,000 from each tribe, man. You know, 12 times 12 equals 144, but this is 12,000, so it means 144,000, man. You know,
right.
That's gonna be, you know, that mountain, you know, that government of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, which is what, the 144,000, which consists of all the tribes, man. You know, and we're seeing again, you know, going back to Amos 9 and 11, we're seeing those breaches being closed right now. You know, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is having, you know, Judah and Ephraim coming out to highways and byways prophesying together. The 2 witnesses are prophesying together. It didn't say one witness shall prophesy and the other witness shall prophesy. It said the 2 witnesses, man, which is going to the northern and southern tribe, they're going to prophesy together. So just as we're being oppressed together, we're going to be prophesying together, and we're going to be in the kingdom ruling together, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man. You know. So if you can go back to Micah 4 and finish out verse 2 and 3.
You want me to reread verse 1?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that, you can reread verse 1.
This is Micah chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, but in the last days You see, in the last days, it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it.
Right, man. That means flowing unto it is going to what? They're going to be serving the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, man. You know, they're going to be serving. They're going to be ultimately praising the men of the Lord, you know, and the men of the Lord are going to be ruling over them, and they're going to be establishing what? The laws of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah into and beating them into these other nations, man. You know, putting them into subjection. They're going to be flowing unto us, worshiping our God, man, worshiping us and our power, man. You know,
and it goes right into that in the next verse. Verse 2, it says, and many, Micah chapter 4 and verse 2, and many nations, you see, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Which is the ways are what? The ways of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, the laws, statutes, commandments, man.
His righteousness, man.
Right, we're gonna have these laws, statutes, commandments written on our inward parts and in our foreheads, man. So we're gonna be perfect, man. You know, we're gonna be every other nation, man. They're gonna live 100 years and die. We're gonna be immortal. You know, as it said, you know, flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. You know, so we're not gonna be flesh and blood, man. We're gonna be, you know, as Yahweh Shah has said, you know, I shall not meet thee as a man when he coming to destroy Esau, Edom. He's gonna be in the angelic power. Well, guess what? When he comes to beam, he's coming to do two things with the angels and the chariots, man. He's coming to destroy Esau, Edom, you know, and cast them down, as it says in 1 Corinthians 15:24, as well as he's coming to deliver his elect, as we were going to read in Matthew 24 and verse 31. You know, he's coming to do those two things, man. And like it says again, flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom, man. So we got to go from these corruptible bodies into the incorruptible bodies, man. Fashion unto like Yahweh Shai, man, which is that spiritual body. So we're gonna be in those spiritual bodies, man. You know, and we're gonna be teaching y'all the ways of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You know, so they're gonna reverence us, and then they're gonna serve our power, man, which is Shem Shai, man.
Con, man. And just to add a quick point, you know what I'm saying? As it says in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, that for righteousness is immortality, man. You know, when you go to Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, 25th verse, it says, it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all his commandments, statutes, and judgments as it was written to this date. But if he paraphrases, man, so, you know, hey, the only Israel is going to have the law written on their inward part. So we're really going to be the only righteous people on the face of existence, man. Everybody else is going to be subject unto us. That's why the scripture says in the book of 2nd Ezra that the world was created for our sakes. Well, it says for the righteous, man, for who the world was created for, man. Which is Israel, man. Starting with the elect, the governing body.
God, man, and even the other nations are going to rejoice, man, because as it says, when the righteous, Proverbs 29, I think it's 1 or 2. No, verse 2, it tells you what, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. So we're right now, you know, the second part of that verse goes with what? When the wicked beareth rule, the people are in mourning, and we're in mourning right now, man. But when you know, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai completely closes the breaches and sets the children of the Most High, his chosen, above on high to rule, guess what? Even the other nations are gonna you know, rejoice, except for Esau, Edom, man. All the other nations, after a while, after they serve us and build our kingdom, once they go back into their own land, which is in the same chapter, man. You know, it's in the same chapter in Micah 4. It's just verse 4 and 5. Tells you what, man. Every man shall dwell under his own tree, man. You know, so they're gonna go and dwell in their own land. They're gonna do what they got to do, but they're still gonna worship us, and you know, mainly our Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You know, we're gonna be able to go there and make sure that they're following the law, statutes, commandments. Really, you know, we're gonna have the ability, you know, to be able to see, you know, have those special powers and stuff like that to be able to see from afar. But you know, Jake, man, you know, we kind of just want to go there, just check. And if you ain't doing it, you're gonna whoop your ass anyways, man. You know, if you're slacking even a little bit, we're gonna whoop your ass anyways, man. So who knows, man? You know, but like it says, man, it says, and he will teach us of his ways. So we're gonna teach you the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, man. If you don't want to follow it, as it says in Isaiah 60 and 12, it says, the nation that shall not serve thee shall be beat to pieces, man, or shall perish, man. You know, so you're ultimately going to perish if you don't want to follow in the ways of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You know, can you finish out that and then read verse 3?
Micah chapter 4 and verse 2, and many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Come, man, and Zion basically goes into the word monument. So we're going to be a monument to the whole earth, man, on how men need to be, how women need to be, how children need to be, because we're going to be living in righteousness, man, and we're not going to be afraid. We're going to be ruling in perfection, man, under the Lord Yahweh Shah, man, under Yahweh Shah, under King David, the 24, we're going to be ruling under all of them, man, in perfection, man, and the nations are going to look unto us and reverence us because of that, man. Go ahead, finish verse 3.
Verse 3, it says, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Man, so it's going to be perfect, man. No one is going to come up against us. We're going to make sure that the nations are doing what they got to do. Everyone's going to be living in their own space, and it's going to be perfect, man. How the Lord Yahweh Shai wants it to be. That's exactly how it's going to be, and it's not going to be any way else, man. How Esau Edom loves to fucking cause war. He has this thing. It's like he has this thing, order out of chaos. So Esau Edom, he benefits off of war. He benefits off of chaos and murder and all this other stuff. Well, guess what? The Lord Yahweh is going to do away with that shit, man.
That's right, man.
No more wars. These nations ain't even going to think about coming up against us, man. Why? Because they're going to be so great. On top of that, they're living in greatness, man. Why would you want to fuck that up, man? Don't bite the hand that feeds you, man. So it's just going to be perfect, man. I got a couple more I want to touch on. And can you hit Ezekiel 30, Ezekiel 34?
I just want to pull this off real quick, if I may. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. You shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So, the brother was saying, man, as it says in the book of Proverbs, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. These people are going to be rejoicing because their water is not going to be polluted. Their air is not going to be polluted. The food is going to be fresh always, man. And everybody's going to be able to live, in peace, except these damn Edomites, man. They're going to be getting their back beat in day, sun up to sundown. All right. And that's righteous, man. That's a righteous thing when Yahweh Bashmiel Shai to inflict tribulation on them who troubled us, man. But the point is, man, hey, this word is what's going to govern the whole world. This is what's going to govern the whole universe, man. How about that?
Calm.
To the point.
That's beautiful, man.
Ezekiel?
Yeah, Ezekiel 34 and start at verse 26 to 28.
Khan. There's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, and you said verse 28?
26 to 28.
Oh, Khan, Salakia. This is Ezekiel, chapter 34, and verse 26. And I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing. Woo! And I will cause the shower to come down in his season, that there shall be showers of blessing.
Right, man. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, he said, what, man? Before they ask, I will answer them, man. I will hear them and I will answer them. So, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to constantly be pouring blessings upon us, man. Keep going.
And the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase.
Right, man. So that right there lets you know that the earth is going to go back into the way it needs to be, man. The earth is gonna go back into the order that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah wants it to be. The earth, as it says, what is that word? Going into Isaiah 65, or if you go to First Peter's or 2 Peter's 3 and verse 13. It tells you what? Looking for and hastening for the coming of the new earth and new heavens, man. That word new going into what? Renewed. So it's going to still be the the same earth, the same, this, that, and the third. But guess what? It's going to be renewed. It's going to be replenished. It's going to be like a rebirth of the earth. The earth is going to get her nutrients. And I also heard, I don't necessarily know the scripture, man, but I gotta go and find it, and but one of the brothers, is actually saying that the earth is gonna, grow, or Elder Kazak said the earth is gonna grow in size, man. The earth is gonna get bigger, man. He went through it a little while ago. I gotta rewatch it to get that scripture. I don't know why it escaped my head, but the earth is gonna get bigger, man. Earth is gonna grow because it has so much nutrients, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be perfect, man. The earth is gonna be, the earth is gonna be Sabbath every 7th year. For the whole year, the earth is gonna get Sabbath so they can replenish its nutrients. For all the new plants to grow and so on and so forth, man. It's gonna be beautiful, man. Just how the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah had intended it to be, it will be, man. So go ahead and finish it out.
Con, just to make a quick point, that makes perfect sense because as the scripture says, I believe in 2nd Ezra, it says, look how much the world shall grow weaker through age. Ultimately, when somebody gets older, they start to shrink a little bit more, man. They start to get more feeble. They don't, they're not as strong as they were in their youth. And that's ultimately the state of the earth right now because, hey, man, we got to get into that Esau, man.
Khan, and the brother just said this, bro. He said, and that's beautiful. I didn't even know. He said when the Rona started, pollution dropped a little bit. Why? Because the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is starting to take out those that are polluting the earth, as he says in Revelations 11 and 18. Destroy them that destroyed the earth, man. So we're starting to see that judgment come upon Esau Edom, man, and that's a beautiful thing, man. The water for bringing that out, bro. If you can if you can find an article on something like or something like that says that, man, and even if the video's over by the time you find it or whatever, post it in the comment board, and brothers will check it out, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. But yeah, bro, go ahead and finish out verse 27 and then go to verse 28.
Con, Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 27, and the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase, and they shall be safe in their land. They shall know that I am the Lord when I have broken the bands of the
Fuck, the damn devils, man. They're always coming at your brother, man. Khan, you good?
Yeah, Khan slack, man. These damn Edomites, man. They hate me, man. I'm telling you.
Khan, man. Just go back and start at the point where it says, and shall know that I am the Lord.
Khan, and they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am the Lord when I have broken the bands of their yoke and delivered them out of the hand of those that serve themselves of them.
Right, man. And who's that, man? It's Esau Edom, man. We're constantly being used to build up Esau Edom's heaven, man. Which what we understand. We know that we're in our captivity. We understand that Esau Edom got the blessing of the sword and blessing of the fatness of the earth. We're not tripping about that. What we're tripping about is him still being in rulership. You know what I mean? And the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is going to do away with that, man. As we're starting to see now, man. Go ahead and finish verse 28.
Khan, Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 28, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen.
Khan, and it says what? The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is going to rise up to the prey, man. Who is that? Esau fucking Edom, man. They're going to be the prey, man. As we are the prey right now, Esau Edom is going to be the prey, man. And Esau Edom is going to be the one that we're going to be seeking out and we're going to put into captivity and we're going to kick their fucking ass. Go ahead.
That's right. It says, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall a beast of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely and none shall make them afraid.
Right, man. It's going to be peace for us, man. It's going to be everlasting peace, man. And there's a couple of scriptures that I got left. Really just to put the icing on the cake, man. We'll go ahead and grab Isaiah 11 and verse 6. Because really, we're gonna just put it on top, like, hey, how good it's gonna be, man.
Got it.
It's gonna be for the 12 tribes, of Israel, man. Really, because eventually it's gonna be all, even the 2/3 and so on and so forth being born into the kingdom. This is how they're gonna have it as well, But we know that there's gonna be two dominions, man. The first dominion, which is gonna be the elect, 144,000 and the 1/3. the men, women, children, and then the rest of the rest of Israel, the 2/3 coming back in. We want that first dominion. We don't want the second dominion, but eventually all Israel is going to receive this benefit, man. Go ahead.
Khan, you said verse 6, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Khan, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb,
Woo.
and the leopard shall lie down with the kid. Woo.
Which that kid is going into, a lamb. You know what I mean?
And the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them.
Man, go ahead.
And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox.
Right, man. So everything's going to be different, man. You have a whole bunch of praying going on here, man. All that's going to be different, man. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, there's not going to be no in a sense, no murder, whether even in the animals, man. The animal kingdom is going to be changed, man. All the animals are going to dwell together, as King David did, man. He played it with bears and lions, man. As a kid, man. So it's going to go back to that, and that's Amos 9:11 is a perfect scripture, man, because it reflects on what's going to happen, man. Because all of it had already happened, as it says, Ecclesiastes 1:9. There's nothing new under the sun. So guess what? King David was able to play with those animals, man. In the time of King David, he had years of, just like even Solomon, he had 40 years of peace. So King David is going to go back to those times, man. Where we have peace, like in the time of Solomon, where we're able to play with those animals, like in the time of David, where the tribes of the northern side, the northern tribe and the southern tribes are going to come back together. It's going to be just like both of those kingdoms put together, but on fucking steroids, man.
Yeah, because, ultimately this peace that we're going to have is going to be for eternity, man. It's not just going to be for a little bit or for a while. It's going to be forever, man, forever and ever and ever, as the scriptures say.
Khan, go ahead and read those last two verses, 8 and 9.
Khan, Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 8. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den.
So right, man. So our babies are going to be playing with snakes, man, like fucking King Cobra, the fucking the anaconda, and so on and so forth, man. They're not gonna get hurt, man. Read the next verse.
They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the rivers cover the sea. Woo!
Right, man. So really, guess what, man? So this is it's just gonna be perfection, man. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah, even between that curse that is in Deuteronomy 28 in verse 54, that's going to be completely done away with, man. Our people are going to love each other again, as it says, let brotherly love continue. Apostle Paul said that, man, and that's what's going to happen. Can you drop down to verse 13 and grab verse 13?
This is verse 13. It says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex
Ephraim. Right, man. And so these tribes, man, the northern tribe and the southern tribe, they're not going to have this evil eye towards the brethren, man. They're not going to have this or anything like that towards the brethren, man. It's gonna be peace. It's gonna be love, man. It's gonna be the way that it should be. I mean, you pretty much read the whole thing before you kind of cut out, but you good, bro. Yeah, man. The tribes, man, are gonna be together in perfection, man. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is literally, he's closing those breaches up, man. And we're seeing it again, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man. Because when those breaches come together, man, that's how you know that the end is near, man. That's one of the things that you need to pay attention when he says measure out the time diligently in itself. That's how we know as well, man. You're seeing the northern tribe and the southern tribe coming together, prophesying, and showing true brotherly love, man. And that hasn't been done, on never, man. So that's another beautiful point, man, that the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is starting to bring together, man. But I mean, yeah, man. Just talking about the kingdom, man. That's basically what I wanted to hit, man. That we're coming back, man. We're coming back to who we are. We're coming back to our true power, man. And we're coming together, man. as the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah had commanded it. And the brother had brought out a precept. The brother walked circumspectly, brought out a precept. A lot of, ain't gonna lie, man, a lot of his precepts, man, were kind of, either they were lagged or they were going off, but, not going off, but they were just not pertaining to the scriptures, man, or the lesson. But this is what he had put, and this did pertain to the lesson. This is First Chronicles 18:14. It says, so David reigned over all Israel and executed judgment and justice among all the people. So it's going to go back to that time, man, where it says in Amos 9:11, he will raise up the ruins, of old, man, and that's what he's talking about, how King David, he ruled over all Israel, man. It doesn't say a piece of Israel. It doesn't say the northern tribe, the southern tribe. It says all Israel, and that's how it's going to be, man. It's going to be all Israel coming together, ruling in the kingdom, man, and that's a beautiful thing, man. So, Lord willing, we can be part of the elect. We're going to be some of the, Lord willing, we're part of the elect. We're going to be the first fruits to have seen that, man, to see our brothers come together, man. And just a little secret thrown out there, man. Moses, before he became King David, he was David in the reincarnation, man. Moses was a Levite and David was a Judite, man. So who knows, man? The brothers right here, man. Me and brother Ioana, man. We're Judites, man. So who knows? We could really be Issacharites, man, or Zebulonites, or however, man. When we get to the kingdom, man, we don't know, man. So Lord willing, we are part of the elect, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man. We'll know who everyone is when we get to the kingdom, man.
Right.
So if you can receive it, man, that's how it is, man. But unless you got any closing statements, bro, we'll go ahead and close it up and get to that next lesson.
Oh, Khan, that was beautiful, bro. Hey, I was on the point.
Khan, man, so with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and close it out by saying, call Hawaiian, I want to say double honors to apostles, the elders of Great Millstone again, who rule well, very beautifully. Double salutation, double salutation to the brothers pushing the truth and righteousness and sincerity. Peace, blessing, salutation to a hopeful elect. May the election Yabashim Shah, Lord willing, fall upon all your houses. I want to say Kwam Yasharallah and the ball.
Shalom, Israel.
Hey, Thwada, you brothers for coming on the comment board again, man. It's a beautiful thing when y'all come on the comment board, man. So shalom to y'all. Yabashim Shah Barakatam.
Shalom, Yabashim Shah Barakatam.